Mark Golding, one of the People's National Party's presidential candidates, is very open to the idea of allowing former parliamentary colleague Peter Bunting to be appointed to the Senate. According to Mark Golding, Peter Bunting may be a part of his inner circle if he were to take over the presidency of the People's National Party on November 7, 2020. According to Mark Golding, whilst there is no specific position in mind, Peter Bunting would be one of many to be considered. Mark Golding further pointed out that Peter Bunting, who is the former Manchester Central Member of Parliament, is currently supporting his presidential campaign. Mark Golding says that Peter Bunting is well respected for his abilities within and outside of the People's National Party. Peter Bunting is his close friend and his business colleague for many years. He wants him to play a critical role in the political organization in the future because Peter Bunting has all of the abilities and that he is also well recognized for his work in the party in years past. Mark further went on to mention that Peter Bunting would like for him to go forward. He has encouraged him to do so, but not as his proxy or agent, as Mark Golding, an individual with experience, competence, and integrity, who is delivering a message of hope for the People's National Party. Golding further went on to state that he is more than willing to work with party faithfuls who wish to see the People's National Party returned to a prominent place in Jamaica's political landscape. When asked whether the current vacant Senate seat would be taken by Peter Bunting or businessman Norman Horn, who declined the appointment due to the pending presidential runoff, Mark Golding mentioned that such a decision would be made when the election has concluded and he has emerged as the victor. There is a range of factors at play. According to Mark, he does not know who is interested in the Senate and who is not. When they configure the Senate, there is a certain image and range of demographics that they would like to cover. So when the time arrives, they will consider that matter. He further stressed that he was neither ruling out Peter Bunting nor confirming him being shortlisted for the Senate position that is currently available. In September, Norman Horn, who is a former People's National Party's treasurer, mentioned that he would be forfeiting his swearing-in ceremony as a senator to allow the next leader of the People's National Party a free hand to appoint his or her senators. Norman Horn was one of 8 appointed senators by Dr. Peter Phillips, who is scheduled to vacate office when the People's National Party selects a new president on November 7th. In the interim, however, there are some opposition senators who have indicated their willingness to resign from the post should the new opposition leader ask them to do so. However, there are others who have stated that they will not voluntarily resign without being asked. The current leader of opposition business in the Senate, Donna Scott Motley, has stated that there is a precedent in the People's National Party that senators are not required to resign upon the appointment of a new president for the party. She further referenced the situation in 2017 when former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller decided to demit office as president of the People's National Party. Mark Golding at the time was the leader of opposition business in the Senate, and all of those senators continued in their posts. Mar Newell, who is currently the president of the People's National Party's Patriots, has stated that a huge majority of the group's members have committed to throwing their full support behind Mark Golding in an effort to see him succeed as the next party leader after Dr. Peter Phillips vacates office on November 7th. The statement coming from Newell is that the members of the Young Professional Organization that is affiliated to the opposition party are planning to meet to discuss which of the two presidential candidates will receive their collective support. Currently, only two persons are contesting for the presidential post of the People's National Party. There is Lisa Hanna, who is the Centre and Southeastern Member of Parliament, and Mark Golding, who is the Member of Parliament for Southern St. Andrew. According to Newell, the group has been unable to definitively settle on one candidate, and its members have since been steadily declaring their support for either candidate that will be contesting the presidential elections. The Patriots consist of 26 delegates who are expected to cast their ballots in the November 7th internal presidential elections. There are some members who believe that they should go individually, and there are others who believe that they should throw their support behind one specific candidate and endorse a candidate as an organization. According to Newell, his own canvass is that his position has the support of the majority of members, but there are some formalities to be sorted out. In terms of his own thinking of what the party needs at this time, Newell believes that Mark is the better of the two candidates, so he's going to provide his support to Mark Golding. Further went on to mention that the group had previously met with both candidates, who are said to have presented their plans for the future of the People's National Party. He mentioned that the party, having suffered its worst defeat in recent years, needs an institutional builder. We need someone who can go from constituency to constituency, who can properly assess what the needs are, and will be able to spend the time working with candidates at the constituency and divisional level to rebuild this political organization. We are in need of someone who will ensure that the necessary training programs are in place to properly monitor and see how they are executed. Newell believes that Mark has a whole lot of experience between his law firm and private sector entities that he has spent time building. That, Newell feels, is transferable to the kind of work that is required in the People's National Party at this time. Additionally, he believes that the party has just been so fractious over the last couple of years that they are in need of someone who is not polarizing, someone who people does not have any strong negative feelings about within and outside of the People's National Party. The president of the Patriots mentioned that two of the candidates who have so far declared their interest, that is Golding, who is the MP for St. Andrew Southern and was a former justice minister, has checked all of the boxes. According to Golding, his plans are to create a lot of unity and loyalty within the People's National Party and take it onto a path that is transformative. Well, also shares that perspective and says that his view of Golding is that Golding is a unifier. He also points to the fact that the current members of Mark Golding's presidential campaign were on the opposite side during the 2019 presidential challenge, where Peter Bunting challenged Dr. Peter Phillips for the presidency of the PNP. He should also keep in mind that Mark Golding's constituency demonstrates that Mark is a unifier. Mark managed to win the challenge against Colin Campbell for chairmanship and then went on to smooth things over. His constituency is one of the best constituencies, and of course he believes that you haven't seen any signs of division coming to the public fore in regards to that constituency nor Mark Golding. All the leaders in Mark's constituency are in full support of him, and he has been able to actually increase his margin in the constituency coming out of that contest. Newell mentioned that Golding has also displayed a deep commitment to youths, with the largest youth organization in the PNP coming from his St. Andrew Southern constituency. Belief is that Mark has all of the necessary technical skills, soft skills, and he has the necessary track record, and he has the ability to attract the necessary resources that are required to fund the kind of programs that the People's National Party will require to go through the leadership transition phase and the development phase in the future. Of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do you share the opinions of Omar Newell, who is the president of the Patriots? And do you also agree with Mark Golding that space will be available for Peter Bunting, maybe in the Senate or in the inner circle of this political organization? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.